Welcome everyone to another episode of the Houston Texans Rebuild. Finally, the Texans series is back after the Viking scenario series and a couple of experiments. Last season was the best season we had so far, 13-4, lost in the championship game against the Cincinnati Bengals, who then lost the Super Bowl against the Saints. But this year could be the chance to repeat that, win the division, and make another playoff run. But first, let's improve the team. This is the Wobbegong. Let's get it started. So this is our current roster. Our backup QB left. I have a new one in mind. More about that in a minute. Also, our running back 2, or last year 3, Michael Porterfield, our speedster who played fairly good in the first seasons. His contract expired. Maybe I can bring him back in free agency. Not planning to pay too much there. Also, wide receiver 3, James Wu, left the team. But this time the O-line stays together, played really good last year. Peter Chamberlain, first-year player, and Young Cole, who we added in free agency last year. A good guard duo together with Mekhi Becton and Vernon Lawrence on tackle. Really happy with the O-line. And defensively, also not too many players that we need to replace. Our starting strong safety, Edmonds, left the team. Harry Mackey could step into this role, but let's see who's available in free agency. Oh wow, what a class. So many good players. I mean, mainly old ones, but our team is at the point where we're not necessarily signing young players for the future, but we could go all in, try to make it happen to get our first Super Bowl appearance. We have 26 million available cap space. Well, we can work with that and at least sign one of those good players. I'm going to make some offers and then let's see who will sign. So, by the way, I have a little bit of a cold, so if my voice sounds somehow different, that's just because of that. But nevertheless, here are my current team offers. Really want to have Mark Ricker. He's not something special on first sight, but if you look to the stats, he played an outstanding year last year for the LA Rams. I expected him to be MVP, but he did not even make the Pro Bowl. So not sure what's happening there, but with those yards and these amount of touchdowns, he's really, really good. And I want to have him as a backup. So made an offer for multiple years, 3 million if we can sign him for that. I mean, I would even consider trying him out as a starter. And other than that, I made a few other offers, trying to bring back Kenny Porterfield and James Wu for cheaper deals. I mean, I can just have a try. If no one offers, maybe they are going to sign. And other than that, really have my eyes on Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. He would earn a lot of money, 89 overall, really good speed. Stat-wise, could be a little bit better, but I think he still has 3 years left, and developing star is a cool trait. Don't know how it impacts his game, but for us, Tremaine Edmonds is getting older, so Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah would be a cheaper replacement. Fred Warner, I mean, he's just someone I cannot pass on. Really, really good and would be a stud for our defense. Same for Myles Garrett, and here I'm really breaking the bank. 24 million, so we would have no cap room available. Week 1, and no one signed with us, but also no one rejected us. Patrick Mahomes going to Detroit. But yeah, we are still in the lead for most players, not for Latimore and Humphrey, but not planning to spend more here. I mean, we could use a cornerback, but we are limited in cap space. I would really like to have Myles Garrett. We're the only ones who are offering him a deal, so I could even go a little bit down in money. Same for Owusu Koramoah. Mark Ricker, we're also the only one. That's nice. And for James Wu, there are multiple teams offering. So I guess we cannot bring him back. So contracts for Myles Garrett and Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah are a little bit lower now. Let's see how free agency round 2 goes. And we did not sign anyone but lose out on 3 players. Marlon Humphrey as expected, Marshawn Latimore as expected, and Fred Warner. That really hurts. I really would have liked to get him, but now all eyes on Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. We are still in the lead for all of our players that we offered. Wow, so many offers for Mitchell. But yeah, except from James Wu, it is looking good. So free agency round 3. Do we have our first signing? No, we don't. But we also are not losing out on anyone. Let's check that again. Myles Garrett, we're only in 2nd place now. So we need to update that. Same for Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. That is not good. This is going to be very, very expensive. So for Myles Garrett, I'm back to 24, and for JOK, back to 13. Let's see if this is enough. Well, we signed Mark Ricker. That is a really cool signing. But other than that, this is not looking good. And we lost out on Myles Garrett. I could already see that. James Wu, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. This is not going so well for us, except from Mark Ricker. I'm really excited to see him playing in our offense. Still not 100% convinced by our quarterback, so now we have a serious backup in here. I mean, we could sign anyone else here. There are quite some other good linebackers, free safety, defensive end, but just 1 week away from scouting, so I will leave it as is and hope that we can sign someone else after scouting. So let's sim the last week, and no one else that we lost. Darius Leonard is off the board, so maybe I should have signed a linebacker. Same for Dre Greenlaw. But yeah, let's just have a look what the draft offers and then head back into free agency. So this draft class is really interesting. Not really needing a quarterback, I signed Mark Ricker, our new high potential backup. David Guerin looks really good, 6.76 in round 2. Maybe goes earlier than that. Let's see. Arm is outstanding. I'm a little bit worried about the intelligence. And speaking of worried, Nelson Khan, well, maybe not the best prospect in the world for a quarterback. Running back, Curtis Heat looks really good. Outstanding speed. Also had the best combine speed. Definitely in consideration for round 1. Maybe I should not draft the running back round 1. But yeah, ours also does not get any younger. Maybe a steal in round 4 to 5 with Kenneth Olmstead. Also really good speed. Let's see who's available there. Fullback, there is one really good one in round 2 to 3, but not planning to draft a fullback that high. If we're signing anyone, it's in the late rounds. O-line, I don't really need one, but Reggie Campbell looks really good for round 2 to 3 with a 6.54. He has the best grades in this guard class, also the best run blocking grade and tied for the best pass block grade. So he looks decent enough, maybe depending on how the board falls. He could be a target for us. Tackle, same situation. We have a really good tackle duo. So Alan Patrick, round 1, although he has such a good grade, maybe we should pass on him and sign someone else. Seth Miller could be a good backup in round 4. Center, Jody Hanna looks really good, but quietly we signed our center, a former 3rd round pick, to a new deal worth $6 million per year. He's only 80 overall, I think, so could be better. He has outstanding stats and no sacks allowed. So center is not a position of need, I would say, but same situation here. If there's a backup available, maybe in the later rounds. Tight end also not needing anyone here, also not the best grades, and I'm not planning to sign a tight end round 1 if we have Kyle Pitts. Wide receiver, we lost James Wu, and there's another top 10 stud available, Bobby Taylor. He is the first player on my big board, really good. But since we're picking at the end of round 1, he would be out of reach, I assume. But there are also other wide receivers who are definitely in play. Round 2 or 3, also good speed. And Rudolph Mitchell, good strength. Cornerback Donald Raymond, top 10 best grade, or second best grade actually, but I'm really worried by his personality. Also top 10 out of reach. So why not marking James Durant for the late rounds? Awesome scouting grade, really good. And especially his athletic profile in terms of agility is outstanding. Also the most intelligent one of those corners. So if the scouting grades are correct, he is definitely a steal and also very high on my draft board. Linebacker, we could really use a new one. Not the best group. Tried to sign Fred Vaughn and Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Did not get either of them. So now maybe Ricardo Curtis, a target for round 2 or 3. But yeah, not blown away by anyone here. This linebacker group seems rather weak. Not weak is the defensive tackle group. 4 projected top 10 players. And again, we're not picking top 10. But maybe Robert Hicks falls a little bit. Only strength is really good. The rest is okay. And we're mostly playing in a 3-4. So defensive tackle number 2, maybe not the highest one of our list. Theodore Irons, definitely an MVP name. But other than that, he could be really good. But again, not sure if defensive tackle number 2 should be that high on our list. Maybe Robert Lawrence is the more suitable pick for us in the later rounds as a backup. Also a strength, so could be a really good run defender. Edge rusher, I'm conflicted. Aiden Hutchinson is in his last year of his contract. Has not played up to his potential so far. So I was actually looking for his replacement in Myles Garrett. Didn't get him. And here in the draft, it's also not looking that good. Personality-wise, it's the worst edge group I've ever seen. But also in terms of grades, not really blown away. No one with really good strength or speed. Maybe Francis Eastman in terms of strength. But then, again, could be a run defender, but with F tackling. Just not happy with the edge group. Free safety, we could use a backup. Jonathan Latimore looks like a decent one. And strong safety, we're looking for a starter. Samuel Montalvo is also really high on my big board. Could be a target for our first round selection, end of round 1. He has a round 2 projection, but a really good scouting grade. A agility, B tackling, C speed. Maybe with D strength, not the best box defender, but best tackling in the class. Looks promising. And we have a stud in this class. Outstanding Frank Latimore. 8.63 grade, A+ kick distance, A- kick accuracy. We need a punter. I'm definitely planning on drafting him. He looks really good. And kicker, I scouted one, highest projected one, but they're not really convinced. But this punter, I really need to get him. Maybe in round 1. No, just kidding. But round 4, he's definitely in play. Let's see how the draft falls. So Blake Cashman retired. That's the reason why we could use another linebacker. But now let's go to the draft. So for us, Bobby Taylor and Robert Hicks is on the big board. Targets for us to maybe trade up. Don't know why it looks that weird now. So it's somehow broken, but yeah. First overall, Marshall Lamb, defensive tackle. Bad selection for the Panthers. The Colts are taking Anthony Dempsey, tackle out of Delaware. And the Chargers, the first wide receiver off the board, Ty Schmitz, also had a really good grade. 77 overall, mainly because of the player's skill, but awesome speed and hands. Reminds me of Mark De Silva, our last year wide receiver. Dolphins, a defensive tackle, also not on our board. So both of our players still here. Packers taking Alan Patrick, the tackle. The Falcons, the first running back, 90 overall, William Aragon. Great name, but already 24 years old, so not in consideration for me. But he looks really, really good. And the Browns are taking the first edge rusher, 75 overall. So, yeah, as I said, edge group seems not to be the best one. So both Bobby Taylor and Robert Hicks still available. I don't know if I want to trade up for defensive tackle number 2. And wide receiver, I mean, I was planning to spend my picks more on the defensive side. So let's look if they're still falling. There goes Curtis Heat, the running back I had on my board for end of round 1. He looks really good. 87 overall, awesome speed. Hands, not the best ones. So pure runner, but yeah, not that bad. On the draft board, Bobby Taylor, the wide receiver, still here. Also no flags that would explain why he falls. I mean, I cannot trade up for him. I just cannot. That's too much draft capital. We need the defense, so although they are on top of our draft board, I cannot do it. There goes the first quarterback, Milton Rogers, 79 overall. And there goes Bobby Taylor, the wide receiver, 75 overall. So I'm happy that I did not trade up. Of course, I mean, he's not bad, but personality could be better. Just not totally convinced. So the first one on our board would be a defensive tackle, Robert Hicks, bull rusher. Also waiting if he somehow falls, not spending draft capital to move up. And there goes another, or the cornerback, the top 10 cornerback. As expected, he was not the best one. Running back, another one. The Ravens take Dustin Harris, defensive tackle, also not on our board. Jason Beard, quarterback. Was he the one we had on our board? No, that was another one. So continuing with free safety to the Chiefs. Steelers are taking a quarterback. Washington, Leon Slagle, defensive tackle, and he is a bad one. The Giants, Bradley Bernstein, also not the best edge, but our players are still available. Terrence Gladden, edge rusher, and there goes Robert Hicks. Oh, only 71 overall. I thought he was better. So again, happy that we did not take him. Would not be really happy with that pick. That leaves us with another defensive tackle, Theodore Irons, and tackle Alan Patrick on top of our board. Maybe Samuel Montalvo, strong safety, and that's the biggest position of need. So maybe planning on, picking him if we are on the clock. But first, there goes a quarterback. The first linebacker off the board, Ted Vanover, 78 overall. Definitely not picking a linebacker again in round 1. There goes the first tight end, 77, so not bad. But again, we have Kyle Pitts. And this is the defensive tackle I considered, Theodore Irons. Also not the best one. So now Alan Patrick and Samuel Montalvo on the board. Picking Montalvo would be a bit of a reach, I guess. We're still 4 picks away. And he is a little bit down the board. But again, if someone needs strong safety, he is the first one to pick. A box safety, actually. A little bit worried with his strength. But again, outstanding tackling. I think he could do that. And I think he could be the missing piece for our defense. That's by far the worst position. Still, he is on the board. I'm getting a little bit worried now. But still, no one in the team needs a strong safety. There goes a linebacker. John Ward, edge rusher, again a really bad one. And the Cowboys go with another tight end. So 1 pick away. And we made it. Douglas Tibbs is the new pick. And now our coaches want us to draft Carl Sosa. I don't agree with that. Highest on my draft board is Samuel Montalvo. He is a few picks down the board, but again, I don't want to risk it. But we have multiple second round picks. Let's see when we're picking next. Oh, that's in a few picks. Should I trade away my first round selection? Yeah, I think I'm risking that. I mean, 6 picks down the board. Let's hope that it goes well. Let's trade away the first round selection. So I have the Cowboys as my trade target. Similar record, made the playoffs, but not the best quarterback. So maybe they're a little bit worse next year. First round pick for first round pick. Let's sim that. They want more. What about Rodrigo Blankenship? Do you need a kicker? Well, sort of. Stanley Eaton is starting for us. Rodrigo Blankenship on his, not last year of his deal, but he's older. He's not starting anymore. Let's get those 2 million off of our books. Still not happy. So what else could we offer? Maybe our 6th round selection. They also have a 6. Still thinking. So maybe I want to hold on of our 5th round selection. So maybe your next year's 6th round pick for next year's 7th round pick. What about that? Still not enough. Then our 7th round selection next year. You got to be kidding. Just take the picks. Still not happy, maybe without Rodrigo Blankenship. Wow, so he actually had negative value. Well, just happy that this trade is over with. So let's hope that our player still falls to us. Cowboys are taking a quarterback. Bengals not taking our player. Saints also not. Panthers not. And there goes the quarterback we had on our list, 72 overall. Never ever going to plan to draft him. Just, I don't know if he fell. But 2nd round pick, we just added our new backup quarterback. So we have a new 1st round pick for next year. Traded a few picks down. And now it's time for Samuel Montalvo, our new strong safety. 76 overall. Could be better, but he's the immediate starter. Also, I mean, he's a little bit versatile, can also play a little bit of linebacker. Let's see what we can do there. But well-rounded, I think, yeah, decent pick for round 2. So I'm not considering trading up, just going to the next pick, end of round 2. Let's see who's available. Wide receiver, we have... Is there still anyone on the board? Christopher Marcus is gone, looks like it. Paul Scott still here. Rudolph Mitchell still here. That could be an option. Guard, Reggie Campbell. Maybe. Is he still here? Yes, he is. And also a little bit down the board. He's highest on our list. Maybe Curtis, the linebacker. He's gone, so no linebackers for us. So what we could do is draft the wide receiver now and draft the guard after that. So wide receiver, either Paul Scott, the speedster. I mean, he looks really good. Or Rudolph Mitchell. Also not too bad. Let's go with Paul Scott here at this spot. 76 overall. So again, happy with the selection. Only 22 years old. Off-field issues. I mean, I should have seen that. So maybe he would fall a little bit. Our next second round selection. And that should be the guard. If he is still available. Willie Campbell. Oh, it was Reggie Campbell. Just got confused. Similar names, but he looks good. Awesome run and pass block grade. Let's add him to the team. 75 overall. So again, not bad. Happy with that selection. Next pick, end of round 3. Who is still here? The defensive tackle would be nice if he is still available. Robert Lawrence, and he is still there. We need defensive tackle too. So without looking at the other players, he should be our selection. Let's draft Robert Lawrence. I have high hopes for him. Oh no, 63 overall. I just cannot draft defensive tackles. I mean, A strength, that's true, but the rest is awful. Really bad. What a reach here in round 3. Let's go to the next pick. It's just 2 picks away. So another round 3 selection. Latimore the punter is very high on my list. But I don't want to draft the punter round 3. Is the safety still available? The free safety, Jonathan Latimore. Yes, he is. Let's draft him. Did I skip anyone? Yeah, I skipped Gilbert Stanton, the edge rusher. Is he still here? No. I don't think so. So let's draft Jonathan Latimore, the free safety, as our new backup. 65 overall, awesome speed, but that's it. That's sad. So highest on my board are now Latimore and Durant. Olmstead is already gone. I just checked. What about the tackle Miller? He is still here. And Ruiz, the center, also still here. But I need this punter. Let's hope that he's still available. End of round 4. So let's sim to that pick. Go to the war room. Is he still here? Please. Yes, Frank Latimore. End of round 4. I need him. I think he is outstanding. Maybe in the 80s. 86 overall. I knew it. I mean, I'm way too excited for drafting a punter in round 4. But he's really, really good. So don't underestimate that. Let's to the next pick. It's round 5. Hopefully Durant is still here. Oh, all positions. Yes, James Durant. So without any hesitation, I'm drafting him. Also have my hopes up for him. But 64 overall. How? Just how? I mean, such a good grade. Agility is outstanding as expected. Intelligence B. 64 is a B. I don't know. Tackling B with the 57. And speed had a D and it's 67. So this time my scouts missed. But I mean, it was worth taking a shot. That's all we can do. Just taking our evaluations and using them to evaluate the players and picking based off that. Seth Miller was the tackle, so he is not here. What about Ruiz, the center? Well, still available, so let's go with our highest rated player. Ruiz, 71 overall, so a little bit of a steal in round 6, but he is our backup. And the final pick, 7th round selection, last player on the board is Lombard, the fullback, not here. They want us to go with Michael Adair, fullback. Well, he can't be better than 60, can he? Whoa, 75 overall. Did I scout him? Let me quickly check. Yes, I did. Oh, I totally missed that. Undrafted projection grade of 5.18. So not bad. And he is really not bad. And that sums up the draft. So this is how our depth chart would currently look like. I mean, wide receiver is actually really good. Paul Scott, our new addition, is not even playing here. I will definitely change that. Also, Mark Ricker, now our backup. I mentioned that multiple times, but I'm really excited for him. And in case Norberto Everson gets injured or plays horribly, I mean, let's take a shot. Running back, we still need one. New fullback addition with Michael Adair, 7th round pick. No changes on the O-line. And here also defensive tackle 2, we need maybe someone. But the rest looks fairly good. Also, we're fine on linebacker. Johnny Rapp, our last year's 2nd round selection, is in here. But yeah, maybe some additions. But first of all, I made some trades. Darian Kennard, the guard that we don't need anymore, I traded away with another guard to the Broncos for a 3rd round selection. And a big trade. 2 backup centers that we don't need anymore. Stephen Foley, our former 2nd round wide receiver, 77 overall. In the last 3 seasons, he did not make an impact, so our wide receiver core is fine, so I traded him away together with the 6th round pick for a 1st round and a 7th round selection. So next year we have 3 first rounders, 2 3rd rounders, 2 7th rounders, and no 6th rounder. But that's really cool. So more draft capital for next year to trade up or make some moves. And free agency. Few offers. We still need a backup running back. Kenny Porterfield is still available, so I made an offer for him. Also another running back. Wide receiver just seemed like good value, 76 overall. Let's see if he signs. And few linebackers. I stumbled over Edmund Ray, 73 overall, fairly young, former 2nd round pick. Played 3 years for Detroit and had 1 season with 11 sacks. So that would be really cool to sign him. But let's complete this day. And we did not get a few players. Lauren Mallow, the wide receiver, and Christopher Thompson, the running back. Not too bad. Still planning on Kenny Porterfield. Are we in the lead? For Matt Judon, we are. For Porterfield, we are. For Ray as well. And Van Der Esch, not anymore. The 49ers are planning to get a new team, or what are they doing? But let's sim the day. And still no one, I guess, who signed with us. I cannot filter. Let's check out if we are still in the lead. We are for Matt Judon, for Porterfield, and for Ray, and for Van Der Esch. So the Niners, I don't know what they did, but now maybe they saw that they don't have any money anymore. So let's continue. We signed Matt Judon. That's a cool new addition. 89 overall, 1 year deal, 36 overall. But he could help us to make a run for the Super Bowl. Still hoping for Kenny Porterfield and for Ray. He's still in here. Kenny Porterfield, now also a deal by the Steelers. Let's see if we can get him either way. Yes, we signed Kenny Porterfield, and that's a really, really cool deal. 5 years, 1.7 million with his 97 speed. He is back, played a few good seasons last year. Did not play too much, but still 4 touchdowns. So that is a really good addition. And still waiting for Ray. I will bump the money a little bit up because that's the last week of free agency. We can also sign him after that. But I really, really want him. Maybe 2.9. 7-year deal is long. But still, I think he could be an under-the-radar player with his 11 sack. I mean, stats don't lie. Okay, they do, but still... what about him? Did we sign him? Yes, and also Leighton Van Der Esch. No, that was not the plan. That was not the plan. Now we have too many linebackers. Still 4 million in cap space. Need to sign a defensive tackle and a wide receiver. Oh no, we have actually 7 linebackers. That's fine. So that's a crazy good group now. If we have a look. Edmonds, Judon, Leighton Van Der Esch, and former first-round picks Ivory and Hamilton together with Edmund Ray. Wow. Now they only need to figure out who wears which number. But other than that, really happy with how the draft went. Free agency additions would be nice to sign Myles Garrett. But yeah, still pretty happy and excited for the new season. That's going to happen next week. Until then, have a good week. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.